up, people? We're back for more pack break action. I'm Chris Costa, your host, and we're going to have some more fun tonight. We had fun at 3 o'clock with another Minotaur and UFC fighter pack break, and here we are again. More Minotaur breaks, more UFC fighter pack breaks. How can you beat it? Okay, so just as a reminder, what we have going on tonight, our format, we are going to do hit drafts. Okay, we're going to start with our Minotaur break. That's going to be 10 Minotaur PFPs from the DraftKingdom. What are Minotaurs, you might ask? Well, for those of you returning, please bear with me. But this is the DraftKings second PFP project for the DraftKingdom. Okay, what is a PFP? It's a profile picture project. It means it's a project that you can use as a second identity. You put it in your profile picture. Amazing. But what's also amazing is that there's utility. So with this particular project, you're going to unlock access to a number of different things, which we'll talk about momentarily, but also these actual NFTs have actual value, and that value is tied to rarity. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as well as we go through the pack break. Also, what's cool about Minotaurs, they sold out in 10 minutes. 10 freaking minutes, and they were gone, unless you're joining our pack breaks. Okay, that's the only way you've been able to get them since release day is by being in these hit draft pack breaks, and that's super exciting. All right, now we're going to be watching out for some of the super rare traits that are part of this project. If you land a super rare trait, it's going to unlock additional access and pricing and functionality and all that good stuff. And we'll talk about what some of those super rare traits are. But as we go through this, again, we're going to walk through each card. We'll react to each card. We'll take a couple of minutes. I'll talk you guys through some more information on the project and what we have coming up tonight. And then the team will be in the lab building our draft board. The draft board will come on the screen, and then we'll start picking. Okay? Then we're going to transition our way into the UFC pack breaks. All right, everybody good with that? Capiche? Here we go. Let's rock and roll. We've got Minotaur packs to rip. I'm not going to take too much more of your time. We got to rip Minotaurs. Let's go. Pack one. Ho! Zebra skin and some stunner shades. Well, those are aviators, but I like the word stunner shades. And again, a super rare beanie. Or not super rare, but a rare beanie. And again, guys, any of these Minotaurs with this beanie, the owner is actually going to get the physical beanie, which I think is super cool. The whole story is that these Minotaurs, they raided the marketplace, the DraftKings marketplace. They stole a bunch of beanies, and then anybody that owns them is going to get the beanie. So there's that. That's number one. Let's go to number two. Sick. Beer helmet, pool cue. You got the DraftKings jersey with the captain logo. You got the medal, the medallion, the zebra skin. I'm liking it. A lot of rare traits here. Moving on. Number three, excuse me. Oh, boy. Bloody nose, broken horn, some nunchucks. This guy's been through the absolute ringer. My goodness. Was this guy in a freaking Minotaur street fight or what? Broken nose. You got broken antlers or horns or whatever you want to call them. Yikes. Well, this guy is certainly tough. Or maybe he got it. I don't know. Maybe he got just dragged down the alley by his ankles. Who knows? All right, we got the floating light bulb again. Second time. We got one in the first break earlier tonight. Now the second time tonight. We didn't see any in the first two breaks. You got the pool cue, and you have silver skin, which is a super rare trait. This guy is a lot rarer than you think. I'm guessing top 5 here. That's my guess. Moving on. Ooh, all right. So we got a hockey stick. It's our second hockey stick ever. We have lacrosse goggles. We've got the tuxedo shirt. This guy, he means business. I mean, he's got a lot going on. He seems to be a little confused. Hockey stick, tuxedo shirt, lacrosse goggles. There's some confusion for sure, but I'm digging it either way. What do we got? Hello. Whoa, a lot going on here. Well, a lot to break down here. You got the nose ring. You got the woman's hair, the pigtails. So this is a female. You have the nunchucks, the beer helmet, and you've got broken teeth, and you've got a DraftKings jersey. A lot going on here. This might be a top gunner right now. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll look at the traits list momentarily. Hello, Laser Eyes. Now we're talking. Broken horns, Laser Eyes, nunchucks. You get the jersey kit. I like it. We'll see where that one lands. Those Laser Eyes are rare for sure. Hello. Oh, that's a super rare trait, I believe. That's a championship belt, folks. That's a championship belt. Boxing gloves, a black eye, and you've got one of the birds perched on the horns. That's a rare. That's rare. I don't know how rare, but that's rare. I feel like that's going to be the number one. I feel like that's number one right there. Very cool. Congrats to whoever lands that. All right, this guy's, I mean, it looks like he's walking down the pier in Fort Lauderdale on spring break with the shades and the hat and the nunchucks and a whistle. Just a lot going on. Long day of drinking or something, and just, my goodness. But there he is. I like the hat. I definitely like the hat. It's like a old school Pittsburgh Pirates hat. Next up. All right, again, guys, safety first. You got the bike helmet on. It's aerodynamic. Again, gets you from point A to B safely. That's the most important thing to note here. You also have the pool cue and the jersey and a black eye. Some rare traits there for sure, okay? Overall, I think this was actually one of our better Minotaur breaks. That championship belt might be the rarest we've pulled. I'm just guessing. I am just guessing. We'll see where it lands. But again, our team is going to bring it back into the lab and build our draft board for us, okay? As a reminder, that very well may be the last Minotaur break we ever do. That may be the last Minotaur pack ever opened, okay? They do not exist. They are not available, all right? They're not available. They're gone. They're sold out, all right? So pretty cool that we have the ability to do this. Again, there were only 1,500 of these things made. And at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for anybody owning these as far as secondary functionality. The sellout bonus was triggered, okay? All holders are going to gain access to a $5,000 sellout bonus DFS contest, which is very cool. One of the perks of the project selling out and the speed that it did. You're also going to be able to partake in the DraftKingdom Combat. All right. Of course, the first project trolls will now have the ability to go up against Minotaurs. In this DraftKingdom Combat, there's going to be 3 exclusive DFS contests with a combined value of $7,000 in rewards, and exclusive DFS champions contests are also included. Again, for anybody that is grabbing their first Minotaur in this break, for anybody watching that has a Minotaur that hasn't yet, make sure you upload your Minotaur as your official DraftKings profile picture. Okay? Please, please, please make sure you do that, because you are going to receive 500 tier credits to boost your Dynasty Rewards tier status. That's just simple. That's just a no-brainer. You just do it. Okay? You just do it. That's all I got to say about that. So the snapshot for that is going to take place on the 9th at 4 o'clock Eastern time. So if you don't have a Minotaur, get a Minotaur. Buy one in the secondary market. Get it as your profile picture. If you have one, get it up there. All right? Swap them around if you have multiple. Keep it fresh, Keep people guessing. Show them off. Show them if you got them. You know what I'm saying? Quick update on the brand new super rare traits that weren't in the Trolls project. Each of these Minotaurs does have a chance to roll out a brand new super rare trait. This means it's 0.5% or less in rarity. These are going to be like extremely rare, extremely impressive. I believe the championship belt might be one. I'm just saying. Okay? I am just saying. But we'll double check. Real quick, just to walk through some of these attributes. Let's kind of try to grab a couple that we saw. The silver skin, I don't think it was a female, but the silver skin for a male is a 1.3%. So that immediately makes the silver skin Minotaur that we saw rare in and of itself. For clothing, we did see a soccer kit that's 6%. The tuxedo tee is 10%. We saw a few of those. I think we saw a hockey sweater at 6%. I didn't see anything else. We did have the black eye at 10%. We did have the laser eyes at 2%. That's definitely a sick trade. And the shutter shades at 3%. So our final shutter shades is great. Oh yeah, I just got notification. The highest rarity score pull is 1946. So this is it. Wow, catching me by surprise. Didn't know it. So it's got to be the beer helmet, right? Unless it's the background, unless that background is super rare. The broken teeth, female broken teeth, female jersey, female beer helmet. Let's take a look at the attributes fields. Let's pull that back up here. So hat and hair, women's party helmet 1.67. Yeah, that's super rare. So the women's party helmet 1.67. Women's broken teeth. There's not a women's, it's just broken teeth. That's 3%. Background was, I think that was a fire background. Was that a fire background at 4%? So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. So anyways, it is worth noting some of these super rare traits. There are 49 of them, which are pretty cool. All holders of Minotaurs with these super rare traits are going to win a $2,000 golf DFS contest. Okay, I'm a huge golf fan, a huge golf DFS fan, and now we also have PGA Reignmakers coming, which is unbelievable. And you're also going to get a $25 DFS ticket to the Fantasy Golf Millionaire that weekend. Okay, couple of other things to get to, but first we got a break. Let's run our draft. Here we go, folks. The first pick in our Minotaur draft belongs to Kavanik 622. Good to see you again, my friend. Kavanik has the first pick. Oh, you are on the clock. Kavanik is on the clock. Kavanik's going with 3. Minotaur 1037. Loving those aviators. Next up, second pick, Anthony W. 93. Anthony W. 93. You're on the clock, my friend. Anthony W. takes Minotaur 1667. Rarity scored 1946. Very cool. Slot 3 belongs to Mario DF 55. Mario DF 55 on the clock. Mario DF taking the second Minotaur, number 516, rarity 1927. And my new favorite username, here he is in the 4 slot, Rad Knob. Rad Knob in the 4 slot, grabbing the 4th Minotaur, number 26, rarity 1630. Good to see you again, my friend. 5 and 6 are a back-to-back pick for A. Hiles, 1-6. A. Hiles, 1-6. In the 5 and the 6 hole, back-to-back, you're on the clock. In the 5 slot, we are grabbing Minotaur 5, 1028, rarity 1395. That guy's got the shutter shades, they call him. Very nice. I like it. And in the 6 hole, what do we got for the 6 hole? 6 hole, we're going Minotaur number 7, number 105, rarity 1187. Our beer helmeted zebra skinned friend. We're going back to Radnob in the 7 hole. Radnob, you're up. Radnob, you are on the clock. Radnov's going with number 6. Minotaur 1257, rarity 1308. We move on to Mario DF again. Mario DF 55. You are in the 8 hole. You're on the clock, my friend. Mario DF takes Minotaur 8, 567, rarity 1180. Very nice. And we go to 9. Anthony W. 9, 3. You're back on the clock. Anthony W. grabs Minotaur 1052. That's the 9th ranked at 1140 rarity. We move on to Kavonic 622, and he grabs number 10, Minotaur 707. Very cool. Awesome, guys. Great break. Great draft. Well done. Some very cool Minotaurs. Congratulations. Again, make sure you get them loaded to your profile picture on DraftKings. You're missing out on 500 points if you don't. All right. With that said, we move on to the UFC Reignmaker Fighter Pack break. Our hit draft style. We have 2 more of these on tap for tonight. Again, this is a bit of a different format as you guys are used to. Tonight, it's 10 Reignmaker UFC 285 event packs. What does that mean? Well, the Reignmaker 285 event packs have fighters that are in Reignmaker's has fighters that are in UFC Fight Night. UFC 285. It's late. You know, what do you want me to do, folks? All right. The Reignmakers UFC 285 event packs have fighters that are in UFC 285. How's that? Okay. That is how this is broken down. These fighters are all going to be active in the 285 event. However, you're not going to be able to use them in lineups after this, but they are going to count towards your franchise score. Very important. Why? Because franchise score is going to open up opportunity to compete for $4 million in prizes this year, folks. $4 million. I need that to sink in. How do I build my franchise score? Buying cards, buying packs, entering breaks, buying cards on the secondary market, buying drops. Any way that you're building your collection is going to help you build your franchise score. Make sure you continue to build it so you have more and more opportunity to compete for that money. Okay? With that said, let's open some packs. Here we go. Pack number 1 from the right, as always. We got an elite. Blackshear, Rachmanov, Martinez, Jones, and an elite. Richie. Very nice. Elite Richie. We have a rare from the right. Here we go. Basharat, Rachmanov, Penne, Pickett, and our rare. Pickett, Jamie Pickett. We'll take it. Pack 3 from the right. Guys, again, these are rare, 1 rare or better. So every pack is guaranteed to have a rare or better. Ribovics, Brunson, Martinez, Ribes, and our rare is Marquez. Marquez rare. Pack 4. Good luck. From the right. Very nice. Elite. Let's go. Blackshear, Turner, Martinez, Nikal, and very nice. Elite Blackshear. Elite Blackshear. Here we go. Next up. Another elite from the right. Jones, Turner, Penne, Garbrandt, and give me a John Jones elite. Blackshear elite. All right. Blackshear loading up. Loading up. Here we go. Next up. More elites. Here we go. Load up that elite column. Araujo, Turner, Martinez, Cody Garbrandt, and Ribovics. Ribovics elite. Again, guys, all of these fighters are usable in the UFC 285 event. Here we go from the right. Blackshear, Neal, Penne, Grasso taking on Shevchenko, and you've got Song Keenan. Song Keenan, rare. Here we go. 3 left. Another rare. Blackshear, Gamrot, Martinez, Araujo, and Grasso. Rare Grasso in the main, or the, I would say, second main event, co-main event against Shevchenko. Here we go from the right. Core, Radzhabov, Rachmanov, Keenan, Pickett, and our rare. Nice. Grasso rare again. All right. And we got our final pack, guys. Good luck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on. Here we go from the right. Basharat, Turner, Keenan, Shevchenko finally, and our rare, Derek Brunson. Okay, guys, that is your break. Guys, again, the team is going to take this back to the lab. They're going to build your draft board, all right? They did set a record last break, okay? I will say this. The team, no pressure, but they did set a record at turning our draft board around last break. Let me talk to you quick about what we have on set for UFC 285. Real quick, before I do, we do have breaking news tonight. Breaking news. I announced it in our first show. If you weren't there for our first show, well, you're hearing it here for the first time. If you remember, we had the Reignmakers UFC 283 portfolio gated contest. In that contest, we offered a VIP experience to UFC 285, of which is coming up, and an MMA lesson with a fighter. So now that it's here, we're going to announce who that fighter is. You are going to be training with Stipe Miocic, one of the greatest heavyweight fighters of all time. You are going to be fighting with Stipe and training with Stipe. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe he'll choke you out. You know? You never know. But that's super cool. Very, very cool. On that note, guys, the portfolio gated contests for this event are going to unlock a UFC 287 VIP package for two, including not a training session, but a meal, which is just as cool, with a UFC fighter, of which we will announce closer to the event. Again, just expect good names. That's what DraftKings does, you know? That's what DraftKings does. All right, guys, main card, just an amazing, amazing UFC event. Highly suggest you not only build your lineups and compete and go after money in this event, but watch it end to end. You've got the heavyweight title bout, number 10th pound for pound, John Bones Jones versus the number 1 ranked heavyweight Ciryl Gane. Okay? That is the deal. You have a vacant heavyweight title on the line, and you've got former light heavyweight champion John Bones Jones coming back to the UFC after 3 years. We've been talking about it a lot. He's been talking about it a lot. When's he coming back? How's he coming back? Well, he's here. The number 10 ranked pound for pound fighter is your favorite. Many would consider him to be the greatest of all time. All right. And here he comes for the first time since his very close 247 victory over Dominic Reyes. He's got questions. He's 35. He hasn't competed in a long time. What did his camp look like? How's he going to break weight? Here he is coming up against the number 1 Ciryl Gane, one of the scariest fighters on the planet. That's your underdog. He had an opportunity to become the undisputed heavyweight champion, but he landed on the wrong side of that fight against Ngannou in 270. Gane rebounded with a third-round stoppage over Tai Tuivasa in Paris, and he's looking to make the most of this opportunity for sure, right? He moves well, too, for a big guy. So watch out for John Jones, but even still, watch out Ciryl Gane. It's John Jones. You got to watch out. Speaking of watching out, Valentina Shevchenko is as scary as it gets in the women's division, and she's taking on Alexa Grasso in the co-main event. She is, of course, your favorite. She's the number 2 ranked pound-for-pound woman in the world, and she's going after a 10th, I repeat, 10th consecutive victory and 8 straight successful defenses of her title. 8 successful defenses of her title. That's insane. Okay? She's dominated the 125-pound division. I will say she was pushed to her limits in Singapore against Talia Santos, but she did edge her out in a split decision. Either way, one of the most impressive female fighters on planet Earth, and in comes the number 6 ranked flyweight Alexa Grasso, your underdog, of course. But Alexa is forecasted to be a contender. And she's earned 4 consecutive victories since making the move to flyweight in 2020. So definitely somebody that can hold her own, but watch out. Valentina Shevchenko, nicknamed the Bullet, is coming for you. Also, welterweight division, Jeff Neal versus Rakhmonov. We saw several Rakhmonov cards pulled in our break, but that's going to be an interesting fight as well. We'll talk about the others in between this next break and the next draft, but why not? Let's get into it, guys. As far as housekeeping items, before we go, this break, the first 20 picks are going to be manual. So stick with me, be engaged, stay in front of your computer. Let's get the picks in. Once we get to 20, we're going to go auto pick based on the auto pick criteria, and we're going to fly. All right? First pick on the board. Here we go. A freaking Mason is the first pick on the clock, and a freaking Mason grabs the elite Tabitha Ritchie. Tabitha Ritchie goes to a freaking Mason. Good to see you again, my friend. And then incoming, the second slot, Brian G. 123 is back, and he's grabbing the elite Esteban Ribovics. And then we move on to Stanley DK, our friend Stanley DK in the 3-hole, and he's grabbing the elite Damon Blackshear. Elites are flying up the board. Elites are flying up the board. Incoming in the 4-hole, Pat Day 1425. Pat Day is on the board. Pat Day is on the board. He's grabbing the elite Damon Blackshear. We go to 5. AJ Wirt. AJ Wirt, welcome in, my friend. In the 5-hole, you are on the clock, AJ Wirt. Rare, Juliana Marquez. AJ Wirt takes the rare Julian Marquez. We move to 6. Glorious Victorious. Love that name. Glorious Victorious takes the Jamie Pickett rare. Love it. Glorious Victorious. We move on to Brian G. 123. Again, our friend Brian G. is in the 7-hole. Brian, you're on the clock. Brian's dipping into the core section. The Bo Nicol. Love me some Bo Nicol. Dangerous Bo Nicol. There you go, Brian. Moving on into the 8-hole. Gary BMW. Welcome back, Gary. Good to see you again. Here we go. You're on the clock. Gary is grabbing Fareed Basharat. The 9-hole, Axelrod. Not to be confused with Axelrod. In the 9-hole, we've got Axelrod. Or maybe Ace Elrod. Who knows? Only you know, but you're grabbing the Derek Brunson. Here we go. Ten and 11 back-to-back. Brian G. 123 back in action. Here we go, brother. Brian G. is going to Rachmanov, core, and another Rachmanov. Loading up on the Rachmanovs. Love it. Core, Rachmanov, back-to-back for Brian G. We move on to the 12-hole. 12-hole belongs to Axelrod. I'm going to call you Axelrod. I think that's what you're going for. I'm just guessing. Accelerate, Axel. I think you can use that there. Alexa Grasso, rare. Gary BMW, back at it in the 13 slot. All right. Gary BMW takes the core. Valentina Shevchenko. We move on into the 14-hole. Brian G. 1, 2, 3. Shavkat Rachmanov going to Brian G. 1, 2, 3. We go to Glorious Victorious. You're back on the clock in the 15-hole. 6 cards left till we go auto pick, guys. Rare Song Keenan going to Glorious Victorious. We move to 16. AJ Wirt. AJ, you are on the clock. And looks like the pick is in. AJ Wirt is going with Fareed Basharat. Fareed Basharat core. We move on to 17. Pat Day 1425 is back on the clock. Pat Day 1425 back on the clock. Radzabov going to Pat Day. Love it. Stanley DK in the 18 hole. 3 cards left till we go auto, guys. Stanley DK in the 18 slot. You're on the clock. Mateusz Gamrot. Stanley DK. Love it. Nice pick. 19 hole is going to belong to Brian G. 123. Back on the clock, Brian G. Trevin Jones going to Brian G. 123. And we go to the 20 slot. 20 slot belongs, of course, to a freaking Mason. A freaking Mason, you're on the clock in our last manual selection. Amanda Rivas. Very nice. And here we go. It's auto pick time, guys. Here we go. Alexa Grasso is going to a freaking Mason. The Mana Martinez goes to Brian G. Alexa Grasso goes to Stanley DK. Ribovics goes to Pat Day. We've got AJ Wirt taking the Mana Martinez. Jalen Turner taken by Glorious Victorious. Brian G. taking Jessica Penny. We also have Glorious Victorious, Gary BMW taking the Mana Martinez. We have Axelrod taking Jalen Turner. We have Brian G. taking the Jessica Penny. Brian G. also taking Vivian Araujo. Axelrod is going to take Jamie Pickett. The Cody Garbrandt's going to Gary BMW. Brian G. is taking the Vivian Araujo. Glorious Victorious is going to take Jeff Neal. AJ Wirt takes Son Keenan. Mana Martinez is going to Pat Day. Jalen Turner is going to go to Stanley DK. Derek Brunson belongs to Brian G. Cody Garbrandt, a freaking Mason. Damon Blackshear, a freaking Mason. Jamie Pickett, Brian G. Jalen Turner is going to go to Stanley DK. Damon Blackshear is going to go to Pat Day. Jessica Penny is going to go to AJ Wirt. You've got Son Keenan going to Glorious Victorious. Damon Blackshear is going to go home with Brian G. Trevin Jones is going to find its way into a lineup with Gary BMW. Damon Blackshear with Axelrod. And finally, Mana Martinez. Our last pick is going to Brian G. 123, guys. Great job. What a break. What a draft. Bang, 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 bang. Unbelievable. Well done, guys. All right, let's move into number 2. Why not? Let's start cracking more cards. I need to. I feel it in my bones. Can you guys feel it in your bones? I feel it. I need to break more cards. More packs. Here we go. Break number 2, guys. 10 more Reignmakers event packs. Good luck. From the right, Brunson, Gamrot, Keenan, Nicole, and our rare is going to be Vivian Araujo. Very nice. Pack 2. Another rare. Can we get a legendary at least in this break? Radzabov, John Bones Jones. Very nice. Martinez, Bo Nicole, and our rare. Cody Garbrandt. We'll take it. Another rare. Here we go. Simon, Sirogan, Marquez, Amanda Ribas, and your rare is going to be a Barrialt. From the right, more rares. Brunson, John Bones Jones, number 2. Like that. Marquez, Trevin Jones, and your rare is going to be a Simon. Another rare. Come on. Let's get some heat. Simon, Neal, Martinez, Ribas, and a rare Duplessis. All right. Finally, an elite. Here we go. Ribovics, Gone, Simon, Grasso, and Marquez. Jalen Marquez. Elite. We'll take it. Next pack. From the right, another rare. Basharat. Turner, Gary, Ribas, and another Ribas. Next up. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go, guys. Good luck. Let's all warm our hands a little bit. From the right, please. From the right. Turner, Rachmanov, Penny, Garbrandt, and Martinez. Mahana Martinez, legendary. Very nice. Very nice. Another rare. Radzhabov, gone, Keenan, Grasso, and your rare is going to be Tabitha Ritchie. All right. And your final pack, guys. Final pack is going to be another rare from the right. Good luck. Valentina Shevchenko, Rachmanov, Simon, Pickett, and your rare. Final card. Martinez, Mana Martinez. All right, a little loaded Mana Martinez break. All right, guys, team's going to bring it back to the lab. We're going to get your draft board built, okay, so we can work through the draft together. Where we left off, I talked about the welterweight matchup between Jeff Neal and Shavkat Rakhmonov. Again, that's going to be a banger of a fight. These guys like to throw some punches. Both are trying to move up the rankings. Both currently in the top 10, and the winner could lock themselves in for a big matchup down the road. So that's another fight worth keeping an eye on. We're also taking into consideration what I think is interesting. The number 9 ranked fighter is Rakhmonov, and the number 7th ranked fighter is Jeff Neal, but Jeff Neal is your underdog. So Rakhmonov at the 9th ranked welterweight is going to be the favorite over the 7th ranked Jeff Neal. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. If you look at the lightweight matchup between Mateusz Gamrot and Jalen Turner, this is a critical pairing, if you ask me. These are ranked competitors looking to really move their way through the division in 2023. You have the number 7th ranked fighter in Gamrot. He's really jumped into the opening card since Dan Hooker withdrew. So this is a bit of a surprise. And he's looking to rebound off that 280 loss to Beneil Dariush. Meanwhile, you have the number 10th ranked fighter in Jalen Turner. He's 27. He's won 5 straight, all by stoppage. It doesn't look like he's going anywhere anytime soon other than ascending through the ranks. So Gamrot could have his hands full with Jalen Turner. We also look at the middleweight bout between Jamie Pickett and Bo Nickal. Bo Nickal, very dangerous. All right. This was originally scheduled to take place at UFC 282. Bo Nickal and Jamie Pickett are going to be going at it this event instead. All eyes are on Nickal as he makes his way up the leaderboards here. But it gives Pickett kind of this interesting little window to maybe sneak in a big upset here. But the whole world is loving Bo Nickal right now. He's a 3-time D1 national champion wrestler. He's a 4-time All-American. He's nasty on the ground. He'll take you down and he'll keep you down. Jamie Pickett, he did compete and graduate from the Contender Series, and he's got 2 wins and 6 starts. So it's been a little hot and cold for him coming into the UFC. Let's talk quickly about prelim fights. Some names that obviously you've seen in some of these packs and who they're facing. You've got Cody Garbrandt and Trevin Jones going at it. Garbrandt's actually a solid name. He is your favorite, but he's had a bit of a stumble here lately. So Trevin Jones comes in. He's had early success in the UFC, but he is on a 3-fight skid. So you have 2 fighters that are really trying to break the skid here. You also have the middleweight bout between Derek Brunson and Dricius Du Plessis. You have Du Plessis is the number 10th ranked middleweight as a favorite over Derek Brunson, who's the number 5th ranked middleweight, which is also super interesting. Du Plessis has a 4-0 record inside the octagon, 6 consecutive victories, 18-2 overall. So, definitely moving his way up into relevancy. Brunson had a 5-fight winning streak snapped by Jared Cannonier. Obviously a talented fighter in and of itself. He's talked about retiring in the past, but he's currently surging. Outside of that loss, he had a 5-fight winning streak. So see if he can get back into the win column. You also have Vivian Araujo and Amanda Ribas going at it in the flyweight division. Amanda Ribas is your favorite. Both are trying to get into that top 5 ranking. 5-2 overall record for Ribas. Meanwhile, you have the number 8 ranked flyweight Vivian Araujo coming in at 36 years old. She's 5-3 in her first 8 UFC fights. And she's establishing herself as a key player in the top 10. Keep seeing her name in the top 10 rankings. Meanwhile, she comes into this fight as an underdog. You also have a middleweight bout between Julian Marquez and Marc-Andre Barriault. Marc-Andre Barriault is your favorite. He's trying to bounce back. He had a loss via submission to Anthony Hernandez recently. Meanwhile, Julian Marquez is your underdog. He did graduate from the Contender Series and is competing for the first time since he got knocked out by Gregory Rodriguez. So worth watching, worth noting. Keep an eye on it. You know the deal, all right? Also, real quick, let's just talk about some changes in the division ranks. I may get cut off here, but I do like covering these for you guys. The men's welterweight division has seen some changes. Most notably, Shavkat Rakhmonov, who we've talked about tonight, has moved himself up into the 10 slot. He is now in the top 10 of that division, which, of course, the championship is held by Leon Edwards. The men's middleweight division has seen some changes. You've seen Imavov go up by 1 and move into the 11 hole. You have Brendan Allen staying in the 12 spot. And you have Andre Muniz moving down into the 13th hole by 2 slots. All right. So those are a couple of key highlights in the changes in divisions. Meanwhile, your draft board is clearly ready because our team is so incredible. Shout out to the DraftKings Marketplace team. And let's get it started. We got back-to-back starts, back-to-back picks in the 1 and 2 hole. We have Why Not for Greg 21. Welcome back. Good to see you, my friend. First pick is going to be that legendary Mana Martinez. And the second pick is going to be the elite Julian Marquez. Very nice. Good start. 3 hole. Gary BMW is on the clock. You are up, my friend. Gary BMW in the 3 hole is on the clock, guys. Again, we are going to go through our first 20 picks manually, and then we will auto pick the final 30. Keep it moving, you know. Gary is going to come in the rare Dreysus Duplessis. Rare Dreysus Duplessis. We move on to the 4 hole. Four hole belongs to AJ Wirt. AJ Wirt, you're on the clock, my friend. Welcome back. More action. AJ Wirt is going to grab the Rakhmonov. The Bonacal. People are loading up on Bonacal. Love that. Glorious Victorious, you're up in the 5 hole. You're on the clock. And you are taking the Mana Martinez rare. Love it. Brian G in the 6th slot. You are up, Brian G. Good to see you again, my friend. Brian G, 1, 2, 3 on the clock. Brian G is going to grab the Tabitha Ritchie rare. We move on to the 7 hole, 7th spot, owned by Gary BMW. You're on the clock. Gary's going to take the Cameron Simon. Cameron Simon rare going to Gary BMW. We come back 8 through 13 belonging to our friend Brian G. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 going to Brian G. 1, 2, 3. You are on the clock, my friend. Let it rip. Here we go. It's going to be the Rakhmonov core. The Bonacal core. Shevchenko core. Very nice. Ian Gary core. Very nice. Two left. Cody Garbrandt, rare. And the Amanda Ribas rare. Very nice. All right, 14 hole on the clock. Gary BMW, you're back up. Gary BMW on the clock is taking the Vivian Araujo rare. We go to the 15 hole. 15 hole occupied by Brian G. 1, 2, 3 back on the clock. Six cards left till we go auto picking, guys. Marc-Andre Barrio is going to go to Brian G. 1, 2, 3, a rare Barrio. And we move to the 16 hole, owned by Glorious Victorious. And he is taking, or he or she is taking, the Derek Brunson in the 16 slot. 17 slot belongs to AJ Wirt. AJ Wirt, you are on the clock. And AJ is going to take another Rachmanov. Love it. Shavkat Rachmanov is going to AJ Wirt. We go on to 18. 18 is going to be belonging to Gary BMW back on the clock. Three picks left until we go auto picking. Gary is going to take Cameron Simon. Cameron Simon core. Very nice. And we move to 19 and 20. Our final two manual picks owned by Why Not for Greg, 2-1. Why Not for Greg? You're on the clock, my friend. First, the Basharat core, and second, Julian Marquez. Very nice. And here we go. Auto pick time, guys. Esteban Ribovics is going to go to Why Not for Greg 2-1. Amanda Ribas is also going to go to Why Not for Greg. We have Gary BMW taking the John Bones Jones. Mena Martinez going to AJ Ward. We've got Glorious Victorious taking to Cody Garbrandt. Amanda Ribas going to Brian G. Cameron Simon is going to Gary BMW. Sung Keenan is going to go to Brian G. Jeff Neal is going to go to Brian G. Cyril Gahn is going to go to Brian G. Amanda Ribas is going to go to Brian G. Jamie Pickett is going to go to Brian G. Alexa Grasso is going to go to Brian G. Jessica Penne is going to go to Gary BMW. Sung Keenan to Brian G. Loic Radzabov, Glorious Victorious. Mana Martinez, AJ Wirt. Tevin Jones is going to go to Gary. We have Loic Radzabov as well going to Why Not for Greg. Yes, Why Not for Greg. Cameron Simon, Why Not for Greg. Cyril Gahn, Why Not for Greg. You've got Gary taking the Gamrot. Alexa Grasso going to AJ Wirt. Glorious Victorious going to Simon. Simon going to Glorious Victorious. You've got Brian G taking to Julian Marquez. John Bones Jones is going to Gary. Brian G is taking the Jalen Turner. Cyril Gahn is taking by Brian G, as well as the Jalen Turner. And that is your break, folks. That is our night. We have concluded our day of breaking. Guys, thank you all so much for being present, being active, and making these breaks move so smoothly. It makes such a world of difference. Guys, again, make sure you're continuing to build your collections. It'll help build your franchise score and open up the ability to compete for $4 million in prizing. For those of you that were in our Minotaur PFP breaks earlier today, make sure you get those uploaded into your profile pictures for 500 free points. Again, make sure you get all your lineups loaded up, get your cards in, make sure you're ready for this UFC event, and then be able to sit back and enjoy it because it's going to be a doozy. All right? Until next time, more UFC packs on the way. I'll see you all soon. I'm Chris Costa. Have a good night.